Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. Hey, family. What's up? 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 We got a special show for you today. We got a special show today. We want to make sure we thank everybody for coming in. Oh, yeah. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, put the number one in the chat. If you can hear me, put the number one in the chat. If you can hear me, put the number one in the chat. If you can hear me, put the number one in the chat. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of y'all. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me now? We want to say that we would rather roll. We want to say we'd rather be alone. If you could only hear me now. We got too long in the wind, too long in the rain. Don't let me start now. People want to get me back on music. People want me to do music. Give it to one of my members. Give it to one of my members for this book. And thank you very much, Broderick Enoch. Powerful name. I named my son. My son's middle name is Enoch. I love that name, Enoch. Love that name, Enoch. Teacher. Yes, he's teacher. Today we have a very special guest. Our beautiful sister Cheyanne Blvck will be with us momentarily at the top of the hour. She'll be with us momentarily, and she'll share some of her wisdom in the entertainment business. She also has her own podcast, and the podcast is called "If Our Heart Could Speak." Man, and the logo of that podcast is really compelling, and I'm glad that she will be coming on with us today. And let me pin to the top. Let me pin to the top. She also has a journal and a book on Amazon also. But I want to make sure I pin all of her links. All of Cheyenne's links is going to be in the top of the description so you can at least get a whiff of what she does in a beautiful, elegant way. We're going to get a little vulnerable here with our sister. So get ready for that. Going to get a little vulnerable with our sister, because our sister is very vulnerable on her channel and on her Instagram also. She's very vulnerable, and we're going to show her love the new motivational way. We're going to show her love the new motivational way. So can't wait to have her on. We're going to have her on at the top of the hour. So and again, her all her links is pinned at the top of the chat. I'm going to pin it at the top of the chat so y'all can get a chance to support her podcast, support her books, support her YouTube. Well, a podcast definitely, of course, and she does have other links that I'm going to be sharing throughout the program. She got Cash App, she got PayPal, got a Cash App up here, got an email and PayPal up here if that should work. And of course, her Amazon book. I will also share that in the chat. And she'll be coming up in the next 2 minutes. Just want to keep on reminding you that you are listening to King Simon Presents Only Quality People. You don't hear me with drama. I don't do the drama thing. I'm sorry. I don't even have drama for my mama or my papa. Please join my membership, my YouTube membership. You know what I'm saying? YouTube membership is where all the lessons that I break down from a numerical perspective. You notice that I haven't been doing individual breakdowns of people numbers. I've been breaking down only words and names like grief and grieving and what those frequencies come with. Mind your business, tunnel vision. I break down those words to show you that they all have mathematical connections. Big up to Lloyd Strayhorn. He got an event coming up on the 21st, the Power Series he got coming up, and also February the 25th. This coming Wednesday, I have the one, the only, Kendall Cobb will be with us. And Kendall is a hypnotherapist. Oh, yeah, Kendall is a hypnotherapist of the infinite magnitude. So can't wait till I bring her on. And that's going to be powerful. And don't forget, my sister is coming into town on the 25th. She's going to be speaking and also signing her books at the New Black Wall Street from 2 to 7 p.m. on January the 25th. Sister Paris Williams, she's a healer, herbalist, nutritional advisor, and intuitive advisor. Make sure you hit up with all her tracks. And remember, Professor Griffin, Professor James Smalls is coming in on my show. Dara Moselle is going to spread some of that wisdom. You know, she's a tantric shaman. Oh, man, I got her coming in large and in charge. And big up to Wayne Lightworker, that'll be. And then at New Black Wall Street, we almost sold out. At New Black Wall Street, we almost had 1,000 people. The 9 Ether God Fest. Yo, go get your tickets. Go to the Eventbrite right now and push in 9 Ether. It's only $55 to get in. Oh, you can't miss it. I'm going to be vending. Sister Myra Moss is going to be there. Dr. B is performing. Billy Carson is performing. A whole bunch of us. I'm one of the MCs. Brother Yosef is going to be there. Q Reeves is going to be there. It's going to be a powerful event. And then Ross Kofi is coming in on the 9th. And Abundance Child and her husband, John Carr, will be with us coming up. And don't forget the tribute to Dr. Delbert Blair with Brother Tony. And on February the 16th, Dr. Philip Valentine and Brother Sabir Bey. So without further ado, we want to bring on this extraordinary sister. Not only does she speak from the heart, but she even have a program named after it. You know what I'm saying? If a Heart Could Speak podcast. And without any further ado, we want to welcome on the stage of King Simon Presents for the first time ever. We want to welcome her on the stage. Let me give her a well-deserved round of applause. The one, the only Cheyanne Blvck in the building. What's up, Cheyanne? How you doing, beautiful?
Hello, peace and prosperity, King Simon. How are you?
Peace and prosperity to your beautiful self, my beautiful Libra energy.
Yes.
Libra's down into the Scorpion. You right there. You right around the cusp there. You be doing a whole lot. It depends on where
Yeah,
you at.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
every time I'm like, my birthday's on the 20th, everyone's always like, you're on the cusp. I'm like,
yeah,
I
you on the
guess.
cusp. As long as you don't cuss nobody out, you good.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
depends.
Sometimes you gotta put in that work.
You know what? People need to be taught. I'm big on enforcing boundaries. So
Yes,
if it
yes,
comes
yes.
out like that,
It is. Put foot to ass. Put foot to ass and show them why Haiti was the revolutionary country that you came
exactly.
from.
Exactly.
I met you in Tassili back in the day. I met you in Tassili spot, if you
Mhm.
remember. Recall, we were standing online trying to get some food here. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a pleasure. Our dialogue, our conversation was very enlightening between both of us. And I said we had to exchange information. And sure enough, you've been a heavy supporter of mine. I've been definitely heavy supporter of what you're doing. I was listening to a few of your podcasts, and I was like, this girl here is powerful. A lot of vulnerable stuff. A lot of vulnerable stuff, and that's good. Vulnerability is good if you understand the use and the frequency of it. She's a spoken word artist, an entrepreneur. She's an author also, so don't get it twisted. And she thrives to ignite flames of passion, self-love, and higher purpose. Make sure you hit her up on IG at If a Heart Can Speak. Now, when did your family come to this country? You remember?
Oh,
When did you come to this country? Let's put it like, when did you come to this?
I was born here.
Oh, me too. I'm going here. My family people in Jamaica. Good, good, good. All right, we good, we good.
But
Okay.
I know my dad got here when he was at least 17 and he had
Mm,
me by the time he was 23. So I
wow.
got to assume I'm born 93. So I don't know if my grandma came earlier,
Right,
you
right, right.
know. I should
Did, did, did,
ask.
did they come to Georgia or Florida or New York? Where did they go to first?
I want to say Florida, like at least my main, like my immediate family,
Okay,
straight to Florida. We have
okay.
other people,
In New York.
in Georgia and in New York, but
Yeah.
like my immediate family, we started off in Florida.
Okay. I live in Little Haiti. My mother still lives in Little Haiti in New York. They now call it Little Haiti. Nostrand Avenue, Avenue D, those areas is now called Little Haiti. They got the signs, the street sign, Little Haiti.
In
Right
New
now in
York.
New York, in Brooklyn. Yes, because Brooklyn is
Okay.
the little Caribbean. That's where you ever been to New York?
Not
Oh,
yet. I'm working on it.
oh yeah, we're gonna bring you there because I remember I want to do something out there, so I definitely want you to be a part of that. My
Hmm.
30th anniversary. I'm trying
Yeah.
to do something in a good spot, a moderate but intimate spot for my 30th anniversary and promotion and production. And but you know, I remember coming to one of your shows, and your style, your elegance, your grace, and you was beating on what is that instrument that you have that you were beating on? It looks like a pan, but it's round. It's like you got
I
it.
keep it on me. So I actually have it.
I love that instrument for some reason. I
Yeah, it's my tongue drum.
yeah,
I
what is
keep it
what is it
on me.
called? What is it called?
A tongue drum?
A tongue drum?
Yeah.
Oh, really? A tongue drum? Really?
Yeah.
Show it up there to the audience. Wow, it looks like tongues right all on it.
Yeah. Mine is custom made. I got it made from someone in the Ukraine. I made him put my little Libra sign.
That's beautiful. Wow, that's beautiful. And when you play it, you caress it. For some reason, it looked like you're caressing, and that's a good thing because it's like you'd be like that, and she's just doing her thing and speaking your words of wisdom over the thing. What made you get into that type of instrument, and what made you get into the spoken word?
Mm. Okay, so those are two separate
Yeah, yeah,
journeys.
we could do. Do first, whatever one you want to choose first. Go ahead.
Okay. So I guess spoken word we'll start with since
Yeah.
that journey started sooner.
Okay. Great.
Um I've always been a writer of some sort. before I was even aware that it was a talent, I was a writer. So I was always like writing letters to my parents, like love letters, just letting them know I love them. I like to make them cards and stuff like that. And it was something that I did well in school and stuff. But it wasn't until that my brothers, I had a brother, he was like, trying to rap or something like that. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's so cool. And I was seeing him like trying to come up with, a rap for an instrumental. And I was like, you know what, I want to try. So I wrote something and I wrote a full rap. And this was when I was like 14. So I wrote this full rap and I was just like, wow, I didn't know that was something that I could do. So I started rapping, like, it was almost battle rapping.
Oh, really?
At school. It was at school. Just making fun of people and stuff like that.
Of course,
so it was something fun that I just did sporadically. It was nothing that I honed in on for real. I just knew that I could do it. But it wasn't until I want to say 2012 when I was about 19 and then my brother was actually murdered that year.
No. Oh man, condolences, man. Oh man, I didn't know that.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
So he was murdered that year, and I didn't know how to cope. We didn't necessarily like talk about it too much as a family. We just had our feelings,
Right.
and it wasn't something that we did together. So I wasn't sure how to like, how to get over this. This was something that was dear to me, and he was the brother that I was closest to.
Right.
So I think I was like in a dark state, a depressive state almost, where I was like, I didn't want to be here, And the reason being is because, like, I saw how life just went on. He died. This is my first experience with a close death, and nothing stopped. But my world seemed to be in at a stall. But everybody just kept going, and I didn't know how to cope. And I turned to my writing in that time, just to let it out how I was feeling and stuff like that. And I was like getting into that, and then I was on Instagram and I saw somebody actually doing spoken word. This is somewhere in 2013. I didn't even know it was a thing. I didn't know people did this. It was an art. And I was like, wow, and he was the first time, like, he's in Miami just like me, Haitian just like me, a regular person doing something that I thought was cool. So I was like, okay, well, people do this, and he puts it on display and people are commenting and everything like that. And you know what, I'm gonna plug him in. Shout out Jackson Messenger. Jackson Messenger is his name. And it was taking off. He started doing shows and books and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, I could do that. Like, I do this all the time, but no one knows that I do this, and I don't even. So I decided to create a page, and I just was putting my poetry out there just as writing. I wasn't necessarily performing it yet. I didn't think that was something that I could do. I fancied it.
Right, but you did. I mean, you do wonderful job at when you're doing it. And I think when just meeting you the first time is like your the way you carry yourself. It's poetic. That part, very poetic, and only other artists like myself who have been a singer, writer. I've also used to be an artist. I've been on major stages throughout New York City for years and on radio and television. So only other people that seem to connect with that tribe energy of those that see life as art and art mimicking life and vice versa. So when I met you, the conversation was so good, although it was a long ass line. You know where we were at? We was at Tuskegee, big up to Tuskegee and the whole Tuskegee Raw Rest Reality. And a good friend of mine to this day, and her husband, Adam. But knowing that when I found out that you were into that, and that says, okay, that made a lot of sense. Even the conversation, because you wasn't your conversation wasn't ignorant. It wasn't the chewing gum type conversation where people just, and I no disrespect to them. It's just that I'm not there anymore. I was there when I was in the nightclub and doing my stuff, but I'm not there anymore. And sometimes it's good to see our sisters elevate themselves to other levels and be vulnerable in releasing and talking through their music or their art or their spoken word. what allowed you to be, as I watch you on your Instagram, you're becoming more vulnerable with who you are, and through your podcast that I have that I watched, I only listened to three of them so far. I think I listened to Diary of a Crash Out, interesting, and I think I listened to Divine Timing and Survival Mode No More. So those three kind of pulled me into to ask, why, what stopped you, or what were some of the traumatic things of your childhood that prompt you to want to write the way you're writing today in regards of being vulnerable? Because I know coming from Caribbean family, especially Haiti, because I used to grow up in Montreal with
Mm-hmm.
Haitian families and family, they could be very secretive and they could keep a lot of things in.
Mm-hmm.
What compelled you to want to expose and write through? Yeah, the train is moving. Go ahead, let it go.
Yeah, sorry. These
Oh,
trains over here.
well, yeah. Which part of Georgia you're in?
I'm right now in Locust Grove.
Oh, you're in Locust Grove. Okay, okay, okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, okay.
So
Get the
I'm
train.
down here.
Go ahead. That was just on time. That train was just on time. We on this train. Let's do it. Go ahead.
Okay. So honestly, I had to wait till my chakra was like, I always had feelings and I've always had like this insight, just
Mhm.
this emotional intelligence to me at a, like, a very basic level. Because
Right.
even when I was a kid, like my family would call me tigamun, which means
Mm.
like a little grown person. So I always had
Mm.
like this kind of adult type of mannerism to me even when I was a child. But
Right.
it wasn't until my heart chakra was activated for real. And like I said, a lot of my journey really started with the death of my brother, because that's when my perception on life became open. Like, this is not a game, this is real. And from my experience was, because the position that I was in at the time, I didn't have the option to like grieve because I was supporting my family at the time. So I had to work and I had to. Are you here?
I'm
Okay.
here. I got. Oh, don't worry. I'm just behind the
Okay.
scenes. Put you in front. I'm making
Okay.
people.
Okay. Okay. So
And
yeah.
people want to see your beauty, girl. See your beauty. They don't need to see my little crazy ass. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Good.
Oh yeah. So I had to work. I didn't have the option to stop and grieve. Like, I had maybe like 4 or 5 days because that's all they gave me, and I had
Mm.
to get back or else I was going to lose my job. And I was the provider. I had to pay rent and everything. So I just remember, like, working these early shifts. I'm on the bus
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sad and I want to cry, and I'm looking around and I'm thinking, like, I have to keep it together.
Right.
And I'm looking around and I'm thinking, you know what, I'm there's other people on this bus that might be going through something. And I never thought about it from other people's perspective because my empathy wasn't activated in that way. So now I'm sitting here, I'm like, wow, somebody probably just lost their house. Someone probably got cancer. Some
Mm.
probably just lost their job, or somebody probably just won the lotto, or somebody's going to walk into good news. So that made me realize, like, everyone is on their own individual journey. And
Mm.
a lot of times it's heavy. Like, I'm dealing with something heavy and I'm not speaking about it. And I can't just cry and I can't stop. I have to keep on going. So I'm
Mm.
thinking, if I'm going through this, there's other people going through this. I'm going to school and I got my head down the whole time. People think I'm sleeping, but I'm crying. I'm just
Mm.
literally in tears the whole time. And I get up and I walk out and I go. And I'm thinking, no one knows to check on me. No one knows to ask me how I'm feeling. No one is doing that.
Mm. Mm.
So from that, I started like thinking of other people,
Right.
and I felt more of an obligation to be a light in this world because the darkness had become, more aware for me. So
Mm.
so when I started creating, I more so created like, because I know I have the ability to I'm an alchemist. I can transmute this. It's hard, it's my first
Mm.
time, but I know how to transmute it. But when you look around, there's so many people who don't. Like, there's
Right.
so many people who get stuck in their trauma. There's so many people who can't overcome this one hump from 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So my mission was, it's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. But maybe because we're not talking about it as much, maybe
Mhm.
because people don't have a blueprint, or they're not seeing the vulnerability, or they don't know it's okay, that they're not
Mhm.
showing up like that. So I just wanted to have this space where it's like, we're human. You don't have to
Mhm.
pretend for nobody. You don't have to, show up in a way that's not authentic to you. So my whole message is figure out who you are, figure out what's in your heart, and show up as that.
Mhm. Right, right. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. And but and like you said, people are holding on to traumas
Hmm.
from past pain. Sometimes it's even from the past life, depending on what studies of the esoteric sciences that you study. And some people may not believe that. Even what Bruce Lipton has talked about, spoken about with epigenetics,
Hmm.
things have been passed down from bloodline to bloodline to bloodline.
Hmm.
You know, do you feel that some of the things that has taken place in the country of Hispaniola or Haiti is probably being a part of your building block of who you are in your life and what you're here to do now?
Yeah.
Mm,
I think knowing that um this is not just physical, we all know
mhm,
that.
right,
We live in duality.
right.
So the same way we're here, there's so much going on in other realms. And I think that there's a reason that I'm Haitian,
Hmm.
um
Hmm.
with this type of passion, doing this type of walk, because now, like, the fierceness that I need to be
Hmm.
able to, like, speak into people and to be able to trust myself. And like, Haitians have like some of the strongest magic out there, you get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I feel
Hmm.
like, because my specific mission and what I'm here to do, as far as, alchemize things, I need that, like,
Right.
so I'm not gonna back down easily. Like, when things pop up, I think of my ancestors. I think, like, when life gets hard, I think, not like woe is me or why me. I think, why not me? Because I'm built for this. My
Hmm.
bloodline has shown me that I'm here for this. The magic that's within me has existed before me. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So when I think about those things, I think it was made like that intentionally, so that I can carry out what I have to do, because I'm not going to have it all in this lifetime, but it
Right.
came with me through the blood.
Right.
That way I can be able to execute it, because this is going to set me back if I have to learn how to navigate this, and then also build myself up in those ways. So God had to create me a certain type of way, so that when I came here, I have at least a certain amount of skills to move forward. So I think
Hmm.
so.
People that are just tuning in, we have Cheyanne Blvck in the building. She's our guest. She's an author, spoken word artist, entrepreneur, and again, she thrives to ignite flames of passion, self-love, and higher purpose. Make sure you go to her IG page and support her through IG, which, if a heart could speak, very powerful page. And you'll see how vulnerable she gets even on that page. Powerful page. And make sure you support her via, is it PayPal your email too? That's your PayPal too? Is that
Yes.
correct? That's correct. Okay. Make
Yes.
sure y'all go to her email, of course, blackheartpoetry@gmail.com. The way you gotta see how she spell it now. Don't play around. It's BLVCK, heart poetry at gmail.com. Her Cash App is right here. So make sure you that's Etherin. It's Etherin, or how you say it? Etherin her LLC.
Yes. Ether in her LLC.
Oh, Ether in her. Okay, I just want to make
Yes.
sure. In Ether in her LIC, and journey a journey to eternity workbook journal on Amazon. That's the link right there. I posted it in the link. As a matter of fact, I pinned that to the top of the link now, so people can actually look at that. In one of your podcasts, you talk about divine timing and
Hmm.
trusting the process. Now, before we go there, talk about the connection with the instrument that we just showed. Because we didn't talk, we spoke about you going into spoken word. Let's talk about that instrument and why you chose to use that instrument. And if you have to show it again, please show it again for those who come in. You
Okay.
know that instrument and
Definitely.
tell them what it's called. What is it
So
called
this
again?
is the tongue drum.
The tongue drum
Um, you
from.
could get a regular one. They have some nicer ones now, even on Amazon.
Right.
I think it's more accessible now than it was when I first got mine.
Right. Right.
But I ended up getting mine at the height of COVID, actually.
Mm.
There was so much going on online, and I was just scrolling. I probably on the explore page, and then something popped up on my algorithm where someone in a whole nother country was playing this instrument, and I heard this sound, and I was
Mm.
like, it just resonated.
Right.
I said, I need it. Like, I instantly was like, what is this? Because I have never heard it or nothing. This was what, in 2020. So I got on, I'm looking in the comments, see what they're calling it or something like that. No, actually, it was a hand pan drum she was playing.
Okay.
That's what I wanted. But the hand pan drum is like $1,600, even for
Mm.
like, and a used one is almost $1,000 still.
Mm.
So I was like, well, I still want something like this. And I was
Right.
looking into it, and that's when I came across the tongue drum. It's more affordable. I
Right.
paid like 150 for it, and
Right.
that was impressive for me, especially at the time, and I was not working.
Mm.
But something in me said, this is something that I should be doing. I felt connected to the sound, and like, you see it, but
Yeah. Beautiful. I love the
like,
song.
I just instantly felt like
Right.
this is something I should be doing, and
Mhm.
it was around the time that I had the sound to Bishan
Right.
sound gold too.
Right.
So I was like, wow, well, maybe I could level up a little, because I'm already doing the sound, and I could add this. And I just had a vision for a whole like plethora of percussion instruments.
Right. So
So
you would say that attraction to that instrument was divine timing.
yeah, because I wasn't not looking for it. It found me,
It found
you
you. So
know.
exactly. So that veers right into the question of when I was listening to your podcast about divine timing and how
Mhm.
you discussed divine timing and how to trust the process. What were some of the processes as a young person coming up to the point now, and what would you share with other younger people that's in their teens now? That because I got teenagers that watch me and I got adults, but what would you share with young people in regards to divine timing? Because there's so much peer pressure amongst young to either smoke or engage in drugs or party all the time, party all the time, party all the. They want to party. And I understand because I was in the party. So please, what would you share with the young people nowadays in regards to paying attention not just to the physical divine timing, but also the spiritual?
Um, I would say keep in mind that we ourselves are not the end all be all.
Mm.
No matter what we aspire to do, there's always a higher power working above us,
Right, right,
So as a co-creator, it's just to be mindful that you do have power, but you're a co-creator. So
right.
you're also creating, with God, with the universe, and everybody around you. And
Mm.
the thing is like, I always lean into the serenity prayer, not the very short part of it.
Right.
God, grant me the serenity
Yes.
to accept the things that I cannot change, the
Mm-hmm.
courage to change the things that I can, and the
Mm-hmm.
wisdom to know the difference.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So, when something comes up and it's a sticky situation, what I have to understand is I truly believe and affirm that, I will not miss what is for me. What's for me will not pass me, you
Right.
know, and what I desire desires me.
Yes.
So with that, there's a level of surrendering, because I can't control it all. So when something comes up, I have to analyze. Can I control this, or is this outside of my realm? And if it's outside, I surrender. I give it to a higher power, give it up to God, and I just do my part, you know? And so my advice is to not be so tight on your own vision or what you think that something should look like, because it's not going to be like that 9 times out of 10. It could be way better,
Right.
or it could be, less than what we expected. But at the end of the day, I still believe that it served me in the purpose that it's supposed to.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
I might think I was supposed to get all of this at once, but God does not. God just wants to give me a little taste and maybe a vision so I could execute the next thing. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just taking one step at a time, because
Once,
we only moving off the wisdom we have right now.
right.
You don't know what you don't know, you know? So it's been a big surrendering, and it's always a surrendering of having to, you know what, it's not about me. It's not about me. And also think of myself as part of the collective,
Right.
because when I do things, it affects the next person, whether I think about it or not, because we all are interconnected. We're all one. So whatever one person does, the other person is connected somewhere or not, you know? If I don't, you and I aren't doing this, whoever's watching this is taking
Right.
something from us. If we didn't do it, then we kind of shorted them of inspiration. They're going to get it somewhere else, but they could have got it from us. You get
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And
Right. That's right.
sooner, because
That's right.
we're doing it.
That's
So
right.
it's just like
No,
that.
no. Thank you very much for that, and I hope the young people do, and people that are growing into becoming young adults will take heed to what you have to say. You said something on your podcast when I was last listening to about abstinence and how long you've been abstaining from this the intimacy or sexual connection. What made you decide to do that, and what will open you up to be allowed to do, or open you up to come off of being abstaining? What will open you up to? Because sometimes when brothers or sisters go down, more so sisters that go down it, there's also another thing happening during that time. Of course, especially if you're by yourself or living, there's a lot of creativity more than likely coming. A lot of ideals are coming, but then there's a lot of frustration at the same time of not having someone that they can talk to other than themselves, or talk to God, or talk to their friends. But also that is a what made you don't go down that road first and foremost, and then we'll discuss the next
Okay. So first and foremost, there was a moment where I had to evaluate
Mm,
what was the motivation besides even being with some of these people.
right.
Because at the time that I decided to go abstinence, I was not in a relationship.
Okay.
So like, yeah, so the thing is, I don't always know what I want,
Okay.
but I do know what I don't want.
Yeah.
I know what it doesn't feel like. So sometimes you get yourself in a situation,
Mm,
and I kept finding what I don't want.
mm,
So when I kept coming up on what I don't want, I had to stop
yes.
and say, hold up. I'm not going to keep on like going down this road, because maybe God is trying to speak to me. Because if it was meant
Mm,
for me, I would have come up on something good already, you know? So I had to separate and try to and become introspective, because now
mm,
at this point, this is a me versus me thing. And I have to
mm,
get clear on what I want, how I feel, what this should be, because I shouldn't I want to be able to use my body and my energy in a way that serves
mm,
me or somebody or something. So when I sit down and I ask, well, who does this serve?
mm,
And it didn't serve me, and
mm.
it doesn't serve the greater good or anything. It just served that one individual. And I was like, it can't go like that.
It has
So
to be
I decided,
reciprocal, right? It has to
yeah,
be.
yeah, it has to be equally yoked. It has to be a
Right.
mutual exchange. So
Mm,
I was just like, so it caused me to just step aside, because I value myself, and I
right.
feel that I am something sacred. My body, my temple, my mind, everything about me is something that I value, and I think is sacred, and I think should be appreciated and cherished. So
That's right.
I had to take a moment to also say, well, in what ways am I not doing this for myself? Because that's why I'm attracting it, you
That
know?
part. Yeah, I was about to talk that. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So, if you're attracting a certain experience, it's because you are putting out a certain type of energy or frequency. So I had to take a step back to get clear on who I am, what I got going on, and all that good stuff. And so that's what I did. And that's what led me into abstinence, as well as moving to a whole new state, because I was in Florida at the time.
Okay, we move from Florida. Okay, well, okay. There's a
Mhm.
lot of people doing that, and going back to that point, because usually we attract who we are,
Mm-hmm.
internally, and
Mm-hmm.
then you see the external results.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm very careful about men or women that call somebody else a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're attracting a narcissist, there's something that you're pulling that person towards them. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not just because you're empathetic, there's something in you that's lying dormant that you need to clear, do some type of cleansing so you
Mm-hmm.
don't attract the narcissistic attitude. Because in order
Yeah.
for you to be a narcissist, you got to have a multitude of symptoms to be an actual narcissist. But you can be the person that's even empathetic, can be an empathetic narcissist
Yes.
or have those symptoms of narcissism, because sometimes narcissism deals with only about me. I gotta be in my own space. I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
that, but people not looking at those are different levels of it. But
Mm-hmm.
holistic perspective, we got to learn to understand the nuances of this thing called narcissism and why an empathetic, so-called empathetic person would attract that type of
Mm-hmm.
energy that pulls
Yeah.
it. So when you're attracting those same type of cycles of men or partnerships, it could be man or woman,
Yeah.
relationships. What is it? What do you do? What are some of the exercises that you do? Do you release it through writing? Do you sing it? Do you write it out? What do you do to start releasing and recognizing it in front of you? Because sometimes you need an external thing to say, I've attracted this. What
Mm-hmm.
what's some of the exercises that you do to release that energy so you don't attract it again?
Mm-hmm. So first things first, it comes with the acknowledgement that I have a role to play in the
Mm-hmm,
experience that I'm having.
mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm.
know, because a lot of people don't want to take accountability for their part.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
one thing. So
Thank you.
I always start off with saying, okay, what am I doing? You know, like in any situation, I'm going to ask myself, am I wrong? You
Right.
know,
Right.
or what I could have done better,
Mm-hmm,
or what I did last time and this time, like what's the common denominator, you
mm-hmm,
know? So
mm-hmm,
I start looking at those type of things. And I also try to see, like, I think about my head and my heart at the time that I'm acting a certain type of way, if it's not necessarily in line with who I want to be.
mm-hmm,
So I'm gonna figure out, okay, well, why do I do this? You know, like, because I like to sit down. I get quiet. I'm not
mm-hmm.
somebody who's gonna, like, you don't see me everywhere, you know.
That's
And
right.
if I do come out, it's something that's going to pour into me. So so yeah, so I sit down and I become introspective, because I'm like, I know what I want, and this situation is not helping me get there, but how did I get to this situation? And that's the thing. So I backtrack a lot, and I'll sit
Mm-hmm.
there and I'll replay the things, and I'll think about what I consented to, what I did not consent to, and how did I end up in a situation that I didn't consent to. And if I
Mm-hmm.
did consent, where was my mind? You know, so I'm
Yes.
thinking about all of that to see, like, because I'm the common denominator. Whoever I meet, I'm the
Right.
one that comes. So if I meet a narcissist here and I meet a narcissist there, everyone's not narcissists. So why am I running into them? You know?
Right. Right.
So at some point, I have to, I'd have to evaluate, okay, well, what type, as a narcissist, what type of energy are they looking for? You
Mm-hmm.
know, what type of people do they prey on? If that was
Mm-hmm.
my case, that's what I'm going to look, what type of victims they search for. And then
Right.
I'm going to find myself in those list of attributes someplace,
Right. Right.
you
Right.
know?
Right. Right.
So
Powerful.
that, yeah, so that's why you're attracting it. If bees like honey and you walking around with honey, of course they're going to come to you, you know?
Exactly.
so so it's like, okay, so that's the type of thing that I look at, like, what did I do to bring this over here? And then I
Mm.
have to correct it. I have to forgive myself for being the person that attracted that. I have to forgive myself for having that mindset and for operating within it. And then I have to say, okay, well, we got to fix it. And it's not going to be easy, but I make a plan to consciously fix it. Whether I'm going to have a bunch of sticky notes, I tell people this is who I am, this is what I'm doing. Like, I change all the time, but I tell you how to meet me within this space to keep me accountable, or to let you know this is how I need to be treated in this time,
Right.
because
Right. Right.
if a narcissist come and do whatever they want, it's because you let them. You didn't set your boundary.
That's right. Right.
Can you
That's right.
hear that?
No, I don't hear too much of it. Whatever's there, I don't hear
Okay,
it. So
okay,
you
all
good. You
right.
good.
Because
You
I was
good. You
going,
good. Okay, no, it's all right. No, I don't hear that. Don't worry. Those that are just tuning in, I'm going to take a hard break and then I'm going to come back with our sister. We're going to take a quick break. And if you want to handle that, it's going to be about a minute. The break is going to take place. We're here with our guest, Cheyanne Blvck, in the building. Got to give her a shout out, give her a round of applause because she's taking the place to another level. She's an author, spoken word artist, and doing some stuff. She's love and higher purpose. Go to her IG and show us some love. Spread love to my sister. Remember, she got Cash App, she got PayPal up in this piece. And I believe you're a consultant because you just be consulting people through your podcast and your all your stuff and all the podcast lists is in the chat. Also her Spotify. If you want to go to a Spotify, it's in the chat. Look, we're gonna be right back after this. Don't touch that down. I'm gonna talk about what's happening at this award show. So look out. I will be at the award show in Florida. So don't touch that down. We'll be right back with Cheyanne.
Get ready. The 42nd International Reggae and World Music Award Show is coming to the Coral Springs Center for the Arts, Fort Lauderdale on Sunday, March 20, 2025. Celebrate the biggest names in reggae and world music as we bring nations together through music and culture. Early bird tickets are on sale now. Don't miss out. Grab yours today at thecentercs.com or irama.com and book your stay for an unforgettable weekend. Hurry, prices go up after Thanksgiving. Follow us on social media and visit our website, www.irawma.com for more details. The 42nd Irama Show, where the world comes to celebrate music.
This is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com or Linktree at King Simon the Numero Beta. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
Okay. We are back with our dear sister. Hold on one second. Just want to let people know what's coming up. Those that are just tuning in and locking in. Remember to please like, subscribe, share, thumb up the video with at least 3 people. Share it with at least 3 people. Show them some love. Tell them that King Simon is in the building with some beautiful, extraordinary young lady named Cheyanne Blvck in the building. And do remember, Lloyd Strayhorn got a power series coming up on January the 21st and also February the 25th. Remember, this coming Wednesday, we have a hypnotherapist coming in live and direct. If you want to understand the powers of hypnosis, she will be here on how to rewire that mind of yours. You can also hit her up on her website, man. Her website is popping. When I tell you it's popping, it is popping. And she's been doing this. This beautiful sister was doing it for 27 years. So if you're not new to this, she's true to this. Big up to Paris Williams doing what she got to do as she's coming here on the 25th at the New Black Wall Street to do her new book signing. A new book signing, Breaking Barriers. It's going to be a powerful book signing. Professor James Smalls and Professor Griff coming in. Dara Moselle is coming in. Of course, Wayne Lightwork is coming in. Of course, the 9 Ether God Fest is coming in. I will be there as one of the MCs. We're going to tear this mother out. It's going to be a musical night from 7 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. that night at the New Black Wall Street. Big parking everywhere. You can come over there, park everywhere. All right. Ross Kofi is coming in. How to Cultivate to Live on the 9th. And Abundance Child Family Business. Family Business is going to be in the business, and they're going to be in the business over here on February the 12th. And also, that is the calendar. Dr. Delbert Blair, we're doing a tribute to him on his birthday. And Dr. Philip Valentine is in the building live and direct with Brother Sabir on the 16th. Don't forget, support my moderators in the building, Color Curiosity and Also, Dr. Shakira Moore, hit them up, and big up to Adara Moselle, man, doing the energy work. She can free consultation if you want to do some energy work. Call her or swipe that QR code. She can help you if you want them taxes done. Hit my brother up with some taxes. Get him and tell him that King Simon sent you. My son, you tell him that I sent you that pressure wash, that car detailing, that dumpster wash right here in Atlanta or the surrounding areas. He'll drive to you and help you out. And my other son in New York got a recording studio doing poetry, spoken word, all of that stuff he's doing. He's doing everything, rap, reggae, whatever, and audiobooks. He does all of that. And if you do want to book a session with me, text me your full name and date of birth. 347-496-1022. And don't forget to send an email so I can at least help you out. But we're back. What up, girl? Thank you very much. Oh man, this has been a very, very good. And again, family, look at what her podcast. This is her podcast channel right here. Let me pull it up a little so people can see. Just in case you want to, hold on, my darn mouse is playing mouse and cat and mouse with me right now. Okay, if a heart could speak. As you can see, I was in the midst of one of them, the diary of a crash out. I was in the midst of one of them. And that is interesting. The diary of a crash out. Now, did you go through a crash on your own already? Did you go through a crash?
A very small one. Because the crash out that I want, I can't do that.
What's the one you want?
Because I really just would like to just spiral, just say forget it, throw my hands out and just spiral out.
Wow.
But at the end of a crash out, you got to rebuild. You get what I'm saying? Because technically,
right.
yeah. So I'm like, I don't want to have to pull myself up from the depths of my demise. So
wow. Because you're looking into the future of the other side, what will happen. What you'll have to do.
Yeah. And sometimes you can't come back from all of it. It's going to take more work to recuperate from that than it is, it's like when you work out, your body gets used to a certain thing. You could stay out of the gym for like a week and be okay when you come back. But if you've been gone for 6 months plus to a year, you're going to walk in and you're going to feel like you're starting all over.
Yes. And with those type of crash outs, I've seen it happen to the point. That's why I wrote my my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. It was like a love letter, a healing love letter to the brother and sister that took their life and didn't talk to, or wasn't open to talk because they crashed out until they crashed into the next life. Now they're no longer with us, and they burnt bridges on the way on their crashing.
Yeah.
This crash is if you ever seen a car crash, and you can go on YouTube and see thousands of them right now. They give you a whole bunch of series of car crash. It's a lot happening when those crashes, just a crash like that happen. But when a human being crash out to the point that their family can't even talk to them, that their friends that was close to them can't even talk to them, that their daughter or their child can't even talk to them. That's a whole nother crash out to the point. One of my friends took pills until they transitioned in a pool of water, and then the other one dived off of a bridge in Vancouver, in Canada. So I'm like, wow. That's a crash out, and they burnt bridges.
Yeah.
This crash out. So I'm glad that you're holding yourself together. It's not a joke, because being born even under your frequency of the 20, which is the number of, in compound numerology, is the number of awakening to some great purpose that you came to serve on this planet. And once you understand that, some people, if you don't connect with that great purpose, then more than likely it becomes something that can be emotional, and it can pull you down towards a very extreme negative, because that zero as extremities behind everything, both positive and negative. So I'm glad that you're maintaining balance. But I'm listening to you. I'm listening to your podcast. I'm checking it out, and I can feel the energy even when I watch you on YouTube. And I'm glad even that you there's one instant on not YouTube, on Instagram, that you went into pole dance. Now that's an interesting release. Why did you get into pole dancing, and did it help you in any way to release what you wanted to release? Please.
I think I've always been enticed by it.
Right.
I like dancing, period.
Right. Right. Makes
I
sense.
think my thing is I am very passionate about self-expression.
Hmm.
I love it. Like, so I like to express myself in a plethora of ways and diverse ways. And I never want to box myself in.
Okay.
So like, so when I see dancing in all these different forms, I just want to do it, you know? So even when I saw, like the pole dancing, it's more so of how are these humans even doing that? You know, I was like fascinated. I'm like, cause it looks easy, and then I
No,
tried. I'm like, I
not
could
easy.
climb it, but I don't have the arm strength, you know. And I've seen a lot of that, and that for me, I like the challenge, you know,
Yes.
because it
Yes.
looks good, but you don't necessarily know what goes behind it. And it was
Right.
a whole sport at one point. You shared that article with me actually,
Yes.
and
Right. That's
allowed
right.
me to
That's right.
see that. Yes, I was
You
like,
know,
I
and
didn't
you
even
know, you
know
know,
the history.
and you know why I'm so intrigued with it, because I was in the underground world of exotic dancing as a manager or booking agent back in the day. So I know some sisters that are was very good at it. I know also my sister-in-law, she's very good at it. They actually got a damn pole in their house, you know what I'm saying, to do it
Yeah.
when she wants to do that type of exercise. And I know what it was connected to in that world and how much, if you knew how to handle that pole, you know how much money that sister made from that pole. And she didn't even have to go and give herself to nobody. She just knew
Mhm.
how. They knew any man in their right mind would know not to mess with somebody that knew how to swing like that, or grip onto something like that quick. You just have to support her and throw all the money at her because she was good. You know what I'm saying? So big up to
Yeah.
all of my old friends from back in them days that
Mhm.
used to do that or used to do exotic dancing and all that, male and female. I've had both of them,
Mhm.
and I think it's one of the oldest form of entertainment. It's one of
Mhm.
the oldest form, exotic dancing, and
Mhm.
even being able to use those type of apparatus to be able to manipulate and move through it. You know, because
Yes.
even in old societies of Greece and Rome, they used to have these exotic things, and it turned out to be orgies and all that kind of craziness they went through. But on the other hand, those things was for entertainment, for men's entertainment at one point
Mhm.
to see, but not, and a lot of us didn't know that they was also developing strength at the same
Mhm.
time and
Mhm.
releasing certain demons that they
Mhm.
have when they will go, because we don't know what they went back to after they left that pole.
Mhm.
You know, we don't know what mentality it was just to want to get on that pole.
Yeah.
So it takes a mentality. It takes a
Mhm.
mentality to be able to get on something that long, that strong, that metallic, and be able to manipulate your body all over that. So I commend you for even getting into it. I commend you. I was showing love all on your Instagram. Go ahead, Troy, do your thing.
You
Do
know, it's a sense of therapy when you
yes,
can do something with your body. Also, like, you can express yourself and you connect with this other thing. It's almost like, you're taking, it's going back to, putting the physical and the spiritual together,
right.
because like I'm releasing this thing in a very physical way,
Mm-hmm.
and it feels good that I'm able to do this with my body, and my body's learning, is becoming stronger. And then it's also the fact that majority of people can't do that, so it's like it's also cool, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Like I commend, I'm always like on the taboo side of things. Like, people are going to look at that and they think like somebody probably just wants attention and everything like that, but there's a certain level of vulnerability that
Yep.
comes even with being a stripper. Like,
Yep.
you're literally naked, right?
Yep.
And then you're doing it for money, so people know that, not saying that they're struggling, but this is like, you're using this as a way of money, so we know there's a certain level of,
Right.
plights that you have to deal with even for that, to even come to this decision and stuff like that. So it's like, I've never been the type to just look at somebody doing something and just be like, like, I want to figure out, like, well, got you here, because I had a conversation with a friend one time. I was like, okay, so if you needed money, something right now, real fast, or, or like if you had nothing else and you could bet on yourself to get some money, what would you do? She
Mm.
straight up said, she said, I would shake my ass. And I was like, I couldn't be mad at that, because if that's something
Man.
that you're good at, it's a talent, it's a skill, it's entertainment. I can't get mad at you for doing that.
That's right. That's right. No, you can't. And that same question I've asked many of them back in the day. Sitting down, sometimes we had boo-hoo conversations because they went through stuff. You know, I remember one of my dear friends in that world. She's no longer there. She's a nurse now and all that. She asked me to be her pimp, and I said, no, I can't be a pimp. I will escort you to different places to help you get your money, but it's your money. Just make sure you take care of the gas. I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that to me. I've seen the Mac movies and the Superfly movies, and I know the punishment that some of these pimps gave onto the books. So I'm just not that one to want to beat up on somebody if you ain't bring my money there. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not doing that. So that wasn't my spirit. Although I knew pimps, I knew different guys that was doing that back in the day. And I grew up, I was introduced to the club life because my father opened up a nightclub the year I was born. So I've been introduced to that life and seeing that entertainment life in those, the positive and the negative since I was a child. So I know why I even became a womanizer and all that, feeling and knowing those energy and feeling and watching even in the house. Women running and scurrying and going somewhere and running in different rooms, and my cousins with them, and my cousins did it, and they had women galore, you know. And I mean, I knew this, you know. So it's not like, and sometimes we pick it up. I picked it up. I know I picked it up because I was throwing some of the best parties in New York City. I had some real good parties, you know what I'm saying? And the women enjoyed it, and the brothers enjoyed it. So it was just like that. So I commend those sisters that have gone through it. I don't down it in any way. I don't encourage women to be in that life, and if they don't have to. But once I got thrown out of corporate America, I went back to what I knew: party. And and as soon as I went back to that, it was like, yo, I mean, I couldn't tell you, I got kicked out of one job and I shed one tear in the bathroom because I was, you know, it was a radio job and I loved doing it. But when they start changing format, they start kicking people out. I remember going to that bathroom in 333 7th Avenue in Manhattan, right over there at WWRL radio. And they was changing up the format. So they had to get rid of some people. And I was one of them that got rid of with a severance pay and all that kind of stuff. Boom, one tear, and I went right back into the entertainment, right back to where I came from, right back to what I understood, right back to promoting. The first party I promoted was packed, made money back. Let's do this. All right, and I'm back on my game again. So I commend you going down that road for whatever reason you went down for. I don't know if you jumping into Magic City or not. I know that's not my business. You know, some women do.
Definitely not.
I know women that work for Verizon do it back in the day. They'll jump right into it, working as a whole nurse. I'm gonna make this extra money, King. What up? Okay.
Personally, you know,
Yes.
the thing is, like I said, I don't knock it, but my mom came here when she was 10, right? And she came from Bahamas. And
your mother wasn't from Haiti?
Mm-mm.
Oh, your father's from Haiti.
Yeah, but my mom is Haitian, but our Haitian family is from her side is from Bahamas, from Nassau.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Funky Nassau. I love that song. Funky Nassau. Yeah, really? Oh, get out of here. Okay. That's an interesting combination. I've never heard that combination before.
Haitian Bahamian?
And no, I've never, ever, not me personally, in 58 years of my life. Now I'll be 58 in a few days. I've never heard of that combination. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of Haitians in Bahamas. I mean, even last year there was some riffraff where the Bahamians kind of wanted the
to throw them out,
want
right?
the Haitians out low key.
Yeah, I remember that part. Right. I thought they were just coming over to work and do their thing like we did back in Cuba or Panama. We used to go over to Panama and help Panama, Cuba, back and forth. Jamaica used to go. We always working together in different places doing, you know, we was navigating. We used to be navigating from the sea. So man, what you were saying, I'm sorry about that. What you were saying about that? Your mom.
So, but the thing is, my mom came here when she was young and without her parents. And
wow.
Yeah, she came without her parents. She was living with some family members, and whatever the case is, that it was not it for her. She ran away when she was 13.
What?
Yeah, she ran away when she was 13, and she has been on her own since. You know, And I watch my mom do a lot of hustling. I watch her do a lot of scheming, a lot of plotting, because she didn't have no papers,
Right,
so
right, of
she
course.
wasn't working.
You have to do your thing.
But what I did not watch her do, she never stripped for it, and she didn't prostitute. There was a level of manipulating men, but she wasn't like prostituting,
Right, right.
So that the pride that she had of not just, hunching anybody and stuff like that, like she used me to scheme and everything. I get that she was doing what she do, like she was in survival mode, but
Right.
she never used that. So for me, I'm just like, if I could watch this lady, and it was a tough time. We had a lot of evictions. There was homelessness, there was a lot of stuff that was going on. But she was still dealing with that and her 3 kids, and she still didn't turn to certain things. So me, who's talented, who's born into the state, who has the ability to articulate and stuff, naturally I'm going to think, how can I be a little bit more resourceful? What do I have to offer that I can also still, not have to, because that's a hard life, regardless of, what it looks like. It's not easy. And I never wanted to be the type of person who, was looking for a handout. Like, it's like, if I'm hungry, I don't want to have to go wait on somebody to feed me, and then I don't want to have to do something strange for a piece of change. So like, I'd be the person, like, I'd go to a poetry competition, and before they had the poetry competition, they do a twerk competition. And the girls who are twerking are winning more money than the artists who are here. But at the end of the day, I know this is my talent. So if I could come up here and speak and win money, why do I have to go and show my body?
And make money, right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get. No, and that's bad. And you can actually produce your own events. You can go there because people will support you and gravitate to your energy just because. And that is, being born under that sign connected to Libra, which is connected to 6. 6 is a number of magnitude or magnetic attraction. So all you have to do is really put it out, and it will come to you. Even if you did it once a month or once a week, you have a big audience if you really put your full effort behind it. You'd be creating a whole lot of things out there on that street with the frequency you connected to. That's why I always say, like Reverend Ike said, with the stuff you can't lose with the stuff you use. When you really connect with it, you got to really use it. So man, you spoke about that survival mode no more. I know your mother went through that. You've gone through it in your own way. Any last words to stress to people that might be in that survival mode? What's the last word you'd like to share with the audience before we get off?
This too shall pass. There is nothing that is permanent. And I'm learning that the only, even death isn't permanent,
Right.
So like, look, I'm having my tattoo removed. Do you see that?
Oh yeah,
it's like almost gone.
What tattoo? What did it say?
It said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world."
Why are you removing it? Why is it removed?
Well, I'm more in love with my skin. I did this when I was young. I was like 19 and stuff like that. I just kind of want to, more clean look.
Yeah.
But that still goes to go back to show, like, this is something I did years ago and it doesn't resonate anymore. And it can go. Like, it takes a process, but even physically, it's not permanent.
Right.
So when I tap into that, this too shall pass, it doesn't, that's the reason why I don't crash out, because when this does go, where am I? So instead of just, if the present moment doesn't feel too good, then that's the moment where you get clear on what your reality, what you desire or what you want it to look like. And that's when you paint that picture with detail and start showing up as the person that can that's going to get that, you know. So that's where divine timing comes in. You trust the process, you know. That's where when you want to crash out, you more so crash into yourself, you know. You crash into your purpose. You don't just go the opposite way because it feels good. You go to an extent because there's some level of therapy is cathartic a little bit to let it out, to release, but you refocus. So my thing is to like tap in with yourself, like what your heart trying to say. See what's in there, see who you are, like get in the mirror, get real with yourself.
Yes.
And you know, just take it one step at a time. You don't know it all, you don't have it all, but one thing, whatever you have right now is valuable. I feel like sometimes people don't tap into what they have present because the internet is free for everybody, right? And look, there's this medicine that we've created right here. Like the medicine is available. Most people have Wi-Fi. They can connect to it. So like the help that you need is here. Like this situation isn't going to already be here. So you have to be a little bit more forward thinking. This too shall pass. So when it does, am I going to be in position? You know, because if I'm praying for something and I don't see it here, but when God does give it to me, am I going to be ready? Am I going to fumble it? Do I have what I need? Do I have, you know, because I might be praying for $1 million and I get $1 million and I don't know what I want to do with it. So I flounder it. Like it just goes everywhere and I could have been homeless wishing for this $1 million, but I need to be the person that knows what to do when that $1 million comes. So I would sit there and educate myself. I don't have the $1 million right now, but I could sit here and think about what do millionaires do? You know, what are some paths that they've taken? Where did they start? You know, or if I did get it, what would I do? Oh, I'm gonna start a business. Okay, what kind of business? And then I know the business that I want, so maybe I could start learning about that business. I don't have the $1 million now, but I know the business is gonna come. You know, so if this too shall pass, be the person that's going to be on the other side of it.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. Let's give that a well-deserved round of applause. That was a great hallmark answer.
And also, I feel crazy because I left the book on the other side, but the journey to eternity that was made to help people who are actually in that point. Because I've been there. It came through me. Like I didn't create it. God gave me the words and everything, but I was also able to put it together based on a certain list of experiences that I've had. And there's going to be more, but I can't write about it until I actually grow through it as well. So for everybody who's in that first space of just trying to figure it out, the journal is so good for that because it gives you clarity on just walking through who you are now and who you want to be and some of the things you got to do to get it.
Well, family, you can get her journal right there. It's on the bottom right there, the link. I pinned it in the chat right now. And please support her via PayPal and also Cash App. Remember, you can also check out what she does online with her with all of her podcasts and the Spotify. The links are in the chat, so you can just click right onto it and go straight to it and join that Spotify or join the podcast. Beautiful podcast, and she's very, her voice is very soothing and relaxing. It keeps you going. And again, family, this sister is a work of art in her own right, doing what she loves to do and how she loves to do it. She is, like I said, an author, spoken word artist, and an entrepreneur. And again, she thrives to ignite flames of passion, self-love, and higher purpose. Make sure you go to our IG at If a Heart Could Speak. My dear, thank you very much for being a part of the journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Man, it's been fun, man. Hey, if you ever want me to come on your podcast, you let me know. I come from a mathematical perspective. You know me.
Definitely. I am trying to figure a way to incorporate people. But definitely, this is only the beginning. I am so grateful that you have invited me here, and
And thank you
We
for
all
coming
know
to
who
the
you
anniversary.
are. We know who you are. So thank you for seeing me, though.
Yes, of course, of course. And thank you for coming out to my anniversary, my celebration. But you made it a little late because we closed out. But I know it's all
I
good.
was
But
so stressed that day. I was
I
like, oh my
understand. It was good. Your name was on the list. I'm waiting for you to come.
Oh
But
my
it's all good.
God.
But we're definitely going to do something in New York for my 30th. I'm looking for a nice little venue, but not too big, a nice intimate venue for my 30th celebration and promotion and production. And I definitely want you to be one of the spoken word performing artists there, so people can be introduced to you over there in New York. I'll probably do it at Restoration Plaza, or I'll probably do it at this place called Crown Hill. A friend of mine's owned that, and another friend of mine that has access to that. So we find out what I'm going to do. So, all right. But it's been a pleasure. And thank you very much for being your great self.
All right.
All right. And of course, salute to your mom and your dad and everything that they've done, man. Big up to your mom. Oh, you playing the music. Go ahead.
Just a little
Go ahead. That's hey.
for
Love
the
that.
outro.
I love that. I love that instrument, man. I might have to get it myself.
For
But
sure.
all right. You take care of yourself and be safe. All right.
All
All
right.
right.
Peace
All
be
right.
with you. Until
Peace.
next time.
Next time, one love. All right, peace. That's our girl. That's the one, the only Cheyanne Blvck. She did a wonderful job. She handled herself well. And again, she is that healing energy. So make sure you support all that she does on every level, speaking from the heart, even her beautiful, of course, her podcast, If a Heart Could Speak podcast. A lot of good content on there, a lot of good healing content. Look at that. Look at that. Diary of a Crash Out, Divine Timing, Survival Mode No More, Survival Mode No More. What happened to black male? How successful people grow. How successful people grow. Part one, two, three, and four. Gift of peace. Peace versus piece of shit. All of that is in there. Lord have mercy. Jesus Christ, she doing a lot there. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love when people can be creative with whatever they do. And again, love and honor to that sister from out of Haiti. Pase. You know what I'm saying? Big up to all of the Asian Massive. And one day I'm going to visit Haiti because that's been calling me since I was a child. Because I know Jamaica has a certain connection with Haiti through Bookman, and I believe I was connected to Bookman in history. So in my bloodline, I feel that I was connected to Bookman. And when I found out his history from a Haitian historian in Brooklyn College, he said Bookman was called Bookman because he was a man that carried a book, and the book that he carried was the Holy Quran. I'm like, whoa. When that Haitian historian told me that, I'm like, oh, snap. I was like, get out of here. And I studied Islam since I was young. And I get it, but he also understood the powers of Obia and voodoo and all of that. So he understood, even coming from Jamaica, he understood that and how to help them. So I'm still studying this. As a matter of fact, I want to get a whole book on Dusty Bookman. I'm working on getting one of those authentic old books and old versions of it. And I want to get a book of Dessalines and Toussaint. I want to study a lot of their history because in Canada, I used to teach that at Dawson College in Montreal, Canada, and tell the Haitian students why they need to connect to those ancestors and not just the new ones that they're throwing out there and putting you in their face. So, oh man, it's a beautiful thing, man. Big up to Montreal, Canada, who I used to live in and out of that place, and big up to all of the Haitian Massive out there throughout the whole diaspora of the world because they out there. They out there just like all the Caribbeans, just like the Jamaicans, just like the Haitians. We all are out there and we're supporting everybody and trying to help and work with everybody as much as we can. As long as y'all respect us, we respect you. Keeping that moving, all right? I used to work with Sweet Mickey. I've worked with Tabu Combo. I've worked with Zen. I've worked with a lot of different artists back in the day. So at SOB's nightclub. So Sweet Mickey was an artist before he became a prime minister doing what he did. He was something else. Lord have mercy. People don't know Sweet Mickey was off the hizzle for shizzle with naked women on the stage. That was Sweet Mickey. Lord have mercy. Oh man. But again, want to thank Cheyanne Blvck for doing what she did and came on and showed love. Family, remember, this coming Wednesday, we have We have the one, the only Kendall Cobbs coming in the building. It's going to be off the hook with her dealing with hypnotherapy. Make sure you go and support her. She does an early consultation if you want free consultation to help prime you for what you're going to experience. She asks you a set of questions to help guide you and take you to where you got to go during the hypnotic session. And big up to Paris Williams. She got a book signing coming up on the 25th. Make sure you go to her website and her Instagram for all of that information. And also her YouTube channel, Saturn's Daughter 47. And show her some love. She'll be here on January the 27th at the New Black Wall Street. And remember, Professor Griffin, Professor Small is going to be on my channel on January the 26th. Adara Moselle, February 2nd. Wayne Lightworker, February 5th. We'll be with Brother Rich, Radiohead Rich, at the New Black Wall Street for the 9 Ether God Fest on February 8th from 7 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. And Ross Kofi is going to be here, How to Cultivate to Live, on February 9th. Abundance Child and her husband will be in the building. John Carr will be in the building on Wednesday, February the 12th. And that's the calendar, of course. And on the 13th, that next day, I have Delbert Blair's tribute. Brother Tony will be in the building for at least an hour. It's only 45 minutes to an hour. I'm going to be with Brother Tony. He's the one handling the Meta Center right now in Chicago for Delbert Blair. If y'all remember, Delbert Blair used to speak highly of this brother, showing so much love to Brother Tony. He has been an angel to Delbert Blair before he transitioned, and he's still holding the legacy down. That's why it's called Keeping the Meta Center Legacy Alive. And Dr. Philip Valentine and Brother Sabir will be on together as we do a conversation. It will be hosted by me. I'll be asking both of them questions, but also they'll be talking to each other on this live for 2 hours. We're going to do it from 7 to 9 p.m. And so please tune in and lock in. Remember, support my moderators in the building, Color Curiosity Millicent, and also Dr. Shakira Moore, the iridologist, natural nutritional advisor, and spiritual teacher. Hit him up. And remember, Dara Moselle is also one of the sponsors here, and free consultation. She does energy healing, negative energy removal. And again, she does free consultation so she can align you with what you need to be removed or what you need to move around in your energy. She can very much help you. And remember, if you want your taxes done, contact DTR Taxes right there, the number right there on the flyer. Rewind this video back and get the number. And if you want anything done to your house as far as pressure wash, car detailing, dumpster wash, my son JB is doing his thing throughout the Atlanta and surrounding areas. He'll come to your house and do it for you if you want to detail. If you don't want to go to a car wash, he can come over to your house and detail your car and do what he got to do to make it happen. All right, Armor all that stuff. My other son, he has a great recording studio, so make sure you check him out by calling that number or go to his website, Green Studio NYC. And if you do want to book a session with me, text me your full name, date of birth, to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And please text your email so I can send you the details. Get all my books on Amazon. Go to King Simon at Amazon, not Simon King, because there is a Simon King. It's King Simon at Amazon, or come to my Linktree /King Simon the Numerator, and you can get all of my books thus far. I got 5 books out. And don't forget my new book. It's about to get it's in the editing block right now. We're in the graphic block. We're going to be doing a lot of different things. Me and Joshua Sarah, that's my graphic artist. That's my editor also. So we're about to do a lot of things with this book. And then we're getting ready to market it for some publisher. More than likely, I might go to Forbidden Knowledge. I'm going to release it myself. And then I'm going to go to Forbidden Knowledge Network with it and see what we can do with it over there. New children's book coming soon for 2025. Make sure you look out for that. And don't forget the autobiography is coming to When the Late Bell Rang. Okay, family. Remember what Dr. B said. Dr. B said, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. Make sure you support Dr. B at his website or elevationtime.com. And remember what Dr. Blair used to say. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my soul, and my spirit to receive only truth in your love now. Thank you, Dr. Blair. Thank you, Dr. B, for what y'all offer to the world. And I thank all of you for what you're going to offer to the world. Cheyanne, I thank her. I thank Jamel, everybody that comes on my platform, my moderators, everybody got something to offer. Be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. Please, I ask you to do this because that's what I am thriving to be. And that's what I hope that my brothers and sisters out there that watch me in any way, I don't care what community you're in, be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Remember, join my membership because that's where the lessons are in my membership. It's members only tonight. It's members only, baby. Have a great day. I love you because I love me. Peace. Numerovation with King Simon. Text me now at 347-496-1022. You could also take my course if you want to, but do text me for your sessions at 347-496-1022. You could also get my books on Amazon at Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. Remember, you can book your session and get it done right now. 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. King Simon the Numerovator.
Get ready. The 42nd International Reggae and World Music Award Show is coming to the Coral Springs Center for the Arts, Fort Lauderdale on Sunday, March 20, 2025. Celebrate the biggest names in reggae and world music as we bring nations together through music and culture. Early bird tickets are on sale now. Don't miss out. Grab yours today at thecentercs.com or irama.com and book your stay for an unforgettable weekend. Hurry, prices go up after Thanksgiving. Follow us on social media and visit our website, www.irawma.com for more details. The 42nd Irama Show, where the world comes to celebrate music.
Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and powerful, when in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, motivation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%, the poor or prosperous righteous teachers. You gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the class.